I got a bubble. I got a pop-up. Managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways. It has the capabilities of standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage blog. Hey, Pinnell, uh, I can give Pinnell more power. Oh, just me and Tyler? What's going on? Nobody else talking? There's more people here than just me and him. And my counter is counting, so I think I'm live. I took a nap and just got here and eat them. Okay. Surprise Monday show. Kind of a surprise Monday show, because I did say that I was going to cancel the Monday show. Yeah, a little bit. But then, as happens, I said probably. To be fair to me, I did say probably going to cancel the Monday show. But I was out here doing some organizing and cleaning up, and I was in my back room of my house doing some organizing and cleaning up this afternoon. And I realized that one of the things that I need to do in order to get my shop back into its proper state is to get all the pieces of wood organized. I need to get all of my random pieces of wood that I am keeping to use organized into places where I can get them easily to use them and not forget about them. So I have some really nice pieces of wood that, because they're not organized in any kind of decent fashion, I forget about. I'll show you a couple examples of that in a couple of minutes here. I showed Tyler an example of that earlier today. He goes, "How do you forget you have that?" Because it's out of the way. It's not organized properly. It's like on a shelf someplace in the house, or it's tucked in behind some other stuff that, like, you look up at that one lumber rack, and it's just a bunch of different kinds of woods of various lengths, and like there could be something super nice in there. But I'm not going to pull it all down. Tonight, I'm going to pull it all down. I'm going to pull down everything from at least 3 of those racks and look at it all and decide what I'm keeping and how it should be best organized to go back up on the racks. This side is pretty good. These 3 up around the underneath of the garage door, 2 of them are just straight up sapele, which is good. So if I find any sapele over there, which I will, it can move up over there. And yeah, so we'll do some lumber rack organizing tonight. Have some bevies if you're up for having bevies with me. I'm gonna have a couple while we're doing this. One of those racks used to just be walnut. I used to have a walnut rack and a cherry rack, and that one initially was mahoganies. But now those 3 specifically have all become sort of a mishmash of just put it back up someplace that you can go get it later. So let's deal with that. Just wait till you see. Oh, should I grab one? I'll grab one right now. One of the pieces I forgot about. I'll grab the 2 most substantial ones. One of the pieces I found inside today, when I was cleaning up, looking for guitar bits and just like trying to get things organized. This is one of the pieces of wood that I found that I had forgotten about. This is a piece of 8/4 Bubinga. It's super nice. It's about 30 by 6, 8/4 Bubinga. No, I didn't find another guitar build, but I might as well have. I did find some nice pieces of wood. Another one of the substantial pieces that I found that I had forgotten about is this piece of walnut, also 8/4 walnut, also about 30 inches long, by about 11 inches wide. So, did you find that under your kid's bed? No, not under the kid's bed, on a shelf in the back room. Behind some other stuff, behind some like bits of old flooring that the previous owner of the house had that I don't know why I'm keeping them. And like rolled up area rugs and stuff were sitting in front of it. And yeah, there were some like just junk pieces of Douglas fir. I still have, remember those bowl blanks, those yellow cedar and walnut bowl blanks that I made a long time ago? That end one that I tried turning and then busted out the mortise of it was one of them. I still have a bunch of that like 5-inch yellow cedar back in the house that never made it into bowl blanks because I didn't need that many. How do you lose track of pieces of wood that size? Because it gets shuffled away. The stuff gets thrown in front of it, and then you do until you go digging around to find out what's back there, you forget what's back there. Like I said, there was like rolled up area rugs and stuff in front of it. And like tripods, like photography tripods, and like boxes of old electrical bits and cords and stuff. That rug could really tie the room together. It used to tie the room together. Well, obviously, you're not a golfer. I could tie the shop together. I don't want rug out in the shop. I really don't. I don't have good, like, Pachuto can have rug if he wants, but I don't want rug or carpet. I don't have nearly good enough dust collection. Well, we know that I don't have any dust collection, really. If I had everything piped to a dust collector or dust collectors, and I was diligent about it, yeah, okay. But no. So should we just climb up into the racks and pull down some stuff and see what we see? I got my bench cleaned off. I got my table saw cleaned off. Look at my table saw. You can see my table saw. It's just got these 2 pieces of wood on it right now. And my bench. Ooh. So we can pull out a bunch of wood and go through it and look at what I want to bother keeping, figure out a better way to organize it. Where's the stool? The stool's still over there. It's got some empty boxes that are waiting to go to recycling that are kind of like wedged into it. I don't know if I can't see what you guys can see. It's under that. It's around. It's kind of in the way. The stool isn't on the rigid stool holder. What? I'm sure that's a joke that I'm just not getting right away. Oh, no, the table saw that was holding the stool for a long time. No, it isn't. Took me a second. I was like, what's the rigid stool holder? Ugh. It's probably, I didn't get it because you're not really that funny. Were you here right at the beginning of the show when I got a pop-up box that was telling me about like new powers that I can give to moderators? I got an announcement when I started the show that I can give my moderators more tools now. But I kind of don't want to do that. I think you already sometimes abuse your power. So I don't want to give you more. Sometimes you abuse your power by accident. Remember when you like blocked Paul and deleted all of his comments from that show? You should sit on your saw. It's more rigid than your stool. Hey-oh! Oh, yeah. So, this rack is all like just miscellaneous at this point. This one, that one, was my walnut rack. That one was my cherry rack. And now all three of these have sort of slowly just become miscellaneous. This guy up here is fine. It's my Douglas fir that if you were around or you watched my back catalog, you will know I got, I don't know, 600 or 700 board feet of Douglas fir for like $100. So this is a selection of that wood, and it's fine. That's just Douglas fir. It's fine up there. That guy up there is my cedar rack. It's fine because it's stayed as a cedar rack. I don't use a lot of cedar. I don't go up there. But it's these three, and then this guy over here is my maple rack, but I don't really have a ton of maple right now, so I could make better use of that, theoretically. So, I don't know where to start. I'm going to start over here, I think. And this is also where I keep my F-clamps. They live just attached to the end of some boards over there. Because that's a great way to store your F-clamps. Attached to the end of some lumber on a lumber rack. Let's go have a look. Well, let's start with what's sitting here on the floor. There's some sapele. There's a nice piece of 8-quart Douglas fir. See, because the stuff that's on the floor is what I was talking about, like needing to get organized. I got some plywood bits. They're not going up on racks. That's old lengths back there in the cabinet. Here's that piece of 12-quarter Nara that we were talking about a little while back about needing something to do with it. Here's all the offcuts from the spalted maple that is going to be the new guitar body top. I should get those clamps out here so I can stack wood nicer. Okay. I don't have a good place for these right now either. They can live in amongst all of that stuff for now. This is a big slab of, what is it? Black locust. Those of you who are familiar with my friend Brad, who just gives me wood every time he sees me. This is one of, like, I was at his house and he just made me take this home. It's funny because it's literally sitting new in a box right beside the grinder. Yeah, it is. The Wolverine jig. Yeah, it's right beside the sharpening station. It's ready to get set up. Okay, so this can go over here. For now. Give him some maple. There's a decent piece of sapele worth keeping. Leave that with the sapele. There's some more like scrap type wood there that's probably going to end up just in the burn pile. Let's go up. Let's go up. We'll see what we find. Some Douglas fir. Some more Douglas fir. With serious cracks in it. These are interesting. What are these? What are these? That is some kind of mahogany. All right, loud noises. Some kind of mahogany. Probably a Meranti, I would think. It's relatively light, so I'm going to guess Meranti. These pieces of Douglas fir have like significant cracks through them. This is burn pile. I'm going to be honest. I am not going to do anything with that. Same with this one. I'm just not going to do anything with those. And that's part of what this process is just like being honest with myself. Like, are you ever going to use that? This is some kind of oak. It's probably red oak, but it's nice. I'd keep, I suppose. This is, oh geez, look at that Rayfleck in this guy. That might be white oak. I think this is quarter sawn white oak. That That's a keeper as well. Whoa, it's more dusty. Take down a few pieces, we'll vac them off, look at them, and decide if I'm keeping them or not. Loud noises. That is some kind of mahogany as well. That might be genuine mahogany. That might be actual, like, genuine Honduran mahogany. It obviously has been finished and come out of a piece of furniture. Some reclaimed mahogany type thing that I bet if I did a little bit of milling on that, that would probably be super pretty. That's a keeper. Cleaning what the This I cannot identify without taking a layer of something off of it. The grain looks like walnut, but only kind of. Nope. I don't know what this is. It's about a 1/2 inch thick by 6-ish. That could be the top and bottom of a box. Looks like some wood that Matthias would have in his collection. Am I dumpster diving? Sort of. This is sort of dumpster dive wood because a lot of this wood was from Facebook Marketplace that was like, Buddy had it all stacked beside his garage, and he was just like, somebody come get all of this for $100. And I saw enough in there that I wanted for sure that I made the trip and bought it. It had three big ass maple slabs, like, well, 4/4 slabs of maple, one of which turned into my sofa table now, which is now an entry table, one of which turned into a whack of charcuterie boards. Anyway, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna keep it because it's nice and it doesn't have a bunch of flaws and cracks and stuff in it. So yes, in a way, some of this is dumpster dive wood. This is the leaf of a table. know I missed a couple pieces from the last trip up. This is a Sapele offcut that I can absolutely, at the very least, that's a half a dozen pen blanks at the very least. This is some more pieces of that quarter sawn white oak that I actually made. It was a circular table that I refinished and made into a coffee table, the UFO coffee table, if anybody remembers that. These are pieces from that tabletop. Times 2. So those are worth keeping. This, hold on, loud noises. This I have no idea. Don't have any idea what this is. There's a decent layer of stain on that side because that side looks like a different color. Can't even guess. It is 3 pieces of wood that have been jointed together to make the leaf of a table. Because that side's got holes for dowels. And that side's actually still got dowels. Keeper, unless I need a spot for like the maybe. I need a maybe pile. The maybe pile will be, no, that's the burn pile. Okay, this will be the maybe pile. So we got keepers. Move some of the keepers over onto the bench. Bring me your burn pile. Well, then what am I going to burn? I got a fire pit. This piece of Sapele is going to be, at least like this much of it, is going to be the new handle for my hatchet. I'm going to make my hatchet out of this piece of Sapele. So I'm going to put this over here because now it actually has a plan. It's not only a keeper, but it has a plan. This is a keeper that can go straight up onto the Sapele rack. This is a nice piece of Meranti, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with one piece of Meranti. That's pen blanks probably, or bottle stopper blanks. Strips to make bottle stopper blanks because it's about, yeah. I'm going to put it with this one. Let's go up and get some more. Oh yeah, these. Those. These, I think, are plum. is most definitely a fruit tree. It is super hard and super dense. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see like how, no, it's a little rough sawn. But it's like hundreds of years of life in that little, see that's about 10, about 3/8 of an inch is about 10. So super old fruit tree of some kind. Loud noises. Super heavy. I don't know exactly. Sounds like Tyler's shop is where you put your maybe pile. That's recreational burning. Your burning is essential. No, it isn't. Put on a sweater. We live on Vancouver Island, dude. Just don't go work for those 3 days that it's super cold. Super cold. These I have to keep just because they're rad. Even if they just get hacked up into bottle stop blanks or something, like I have to do something with that. I want to say it's plum or pear or something. Oh, Coke. I'm actually going to have some of that. Spent all day yesterday rewiring your shop. Oh, sweet. Getting work done. See, we've got a few more things up on this one. That is old growth cedar. Oh, that is another Brad. I'm gonna have to bring my vacuum up there. That's my buddy Brad thinking that he's funny. And we were having an Instagram spat about how he kept putting bow ties in everything. And I was making fun of him for like not making anything that didn't have bow ties in it. And so one day I came home and I've got this big ass cracked slab of sequoia sitting leaning against my garage door, and it's got a sign on it that's like your first bow tie project or something like that. That's not this one. That's those two. This one, I think, was another Brad, though. I think that's apple. But it's super twisted. I don't know. This is the sequoia. That's half of it. So it can't tell exactly how it came apart, but it came apart like that. I don't know. Oh, I can go up on the cedar rack right now. No Sleemans? Yeah, I got Sleemans. Never thought I'd be watching a man sort wood live on the internet, but here I am. Yes, you are. So this is a big split Sequoia slab that my buddy Brad gave me to bow tie together. So because it's Brad, and I think it would be hilarious, I think I just want to take the bark and stuff off the outside and rotate them towards the middle and make a river table out of it. Because that'll learn them for trying to tell me what to do. At least you didn't say we're all collectively watching him play with his wood. You are. That's what you guys are doing. You're watching me play with my wood. In fact, I think I remember telling him when he gave it to me, I was like, okay, but I'm actually going to make it a river table and not bow tie it just because you told me to. We'll see. I guess that's got to be a keeper because it's a big ass slab of Sequoia, even though it is like cracked in half. It's pretty nice. All right, so we didn't really get rid of too much from that stack. Oh wait, there's two more up there. There's two more boards up there. Those are the last two boards. Those guys are the last two boards from my pile of African mahogany from way back when I made my first coffee table. And they're also super nice. That is a really nice board. I'm going to put that up. I'm going to put those up with the Sabili, even though it is not. But it is close enough to Sapele that I think it can live with the Sapele. Well, it's like way brighter here now that I've exposed some like white. Because the people who painted this garage painted it like seafoam green around where there was stuff on the walls. So there's like some white in some spaces. That corner is actually a lot brighter. Let's have a sit. I'm going to take my hoodie off. We'll have a sit. And decide what the next step is here. I have one empty shelf now. One empty shelf. And I know what I have from that shelf. But doesn't mean I know what I'm going to do with it. Oh yeah, hey. I just realized I'm talking about Brad. That's Brad. Brad that keeps giving me wood. That's him. Well, that didn't sound right, did it? Brad who keeps giving me wood. Family show. Looks like they would make a nice seat to a shop stool. This is mahogany bits. They're only 4/4, and I was gonna do like butt scoop on the shop stool. So I don't think that they're wide enough or thick enough. This is the part where the YouTuber says, okay, now we need to break out our $100,000 CNC to prepare the wood for final storage size. Dust out my garage with a leaf blower. I have been known to do that before as well. I do have an electric leaf blower that back before my shop was quite so full, was actually quite efficient at blowing the dust out into the street. But at this point, like, there's so many little things that the dust blower would actually blow off of the walls or hooks or shelves. I guess I could stay back a little ways. I could probably still get some work done with the leaf blower. Once I get it back into like the state that it's supposed to be in, the dust blower could do like the surface stuff, like the surface dust. I don't want to do a project with that big sequoia slab. These maple chunks will probably end up being turned into like lidded boxes or something. Or like 3 inches by 3-ish inches. I could just crush out some lidded boxes and sell those. I still have no idea what I'm going to do with this like pear or plum or whatever it is. It does have some cracks in it, which I'm a little bit... That's really nice though, I bet. I bet that's going to be lustery. If I could get a couple of bottle stopper blanks or something out of that around the cracks, I think I'd be happy with that. I'm going to process those big chunks into smaller chunks and see what I can... I mean, maybe super nice pens too. I could probably get some pen blanks from between those cracks. Worst case scenario. All right, later, Stanifer. One open shelf. Right on. Ooh, it's windy. One open shelf. What did we get? Okay, those are going to go up with the sapele. There's a piece of sapele, actual sapele, that's going to go up there. The sequoia slab could live on the bottom, and then other stuff could go on top of it. That could become... Geez, it could almost become oak. That shelf could almost... Because there's probably some oak in the rest of these shelves too. I took down a fair bit of oak there, didn't I? Sequoia slab on the bottom and then loaded up full of oak. I don't have that much oak. It wouldn't be loaded up. Seems like an inefficient use of space. I bet I could make that my maple rack if I took the maple stuff down and moved it over there, except I don't think I have enough room. The clamp rack is in the way because I have like an 8-foot slab of maple as the base layer of the maple shelf, and I don't think it'll fit over on the other side. Okay, I mean, the sequoia is a softwood. That's my like pine and other random softwood that isn't Douglas fir or cedar. So like spruces and things. If I took down all of that, I could put the sequoia slab down first and then put all that back up there on top of that. It's probably what I'll end up doing. You're not being that efficient right now. These I'm going to keep down because they are absolutely turning stock. I'm still curious to know what this is. Maybe teak? Maybe teak? Don't know. It's going to be a box top and bottom, though. I can already tell. It's like a 1/2 inch thick. 6 by 24-ish. I could make a 6 by 12 box, and that could be the top and bottom. Inset into some grooves. I like that. It's your turning blanks. Is it oily? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Actually, it really is. Like, especially for having sat for however long it's sat for. Does actually feel quite oily. Like, even to the point that now my fingers feel oily from like rubbing it. Could be teak then? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Teak is supposed to be a really oily wood, which is why it's so water resistant. I have never experienced it, so I don't know. I agree with Paul. It sounds like teak. Maybe it is. I'm going to say that it is because I can't think I can't think of another wood that it could be. It is kind of, it's kind of walnutty grained. It's relatively open pore with some cathedral and stuff. The grain pattern is fairly walnutty, but it absolutely is not. And it is pretty oily. Oh, almost an hour in, and we've taken the wood down off one shelf. I don't know, guys. Well, let's get those up with the sapele. Let's get the sapele and the African mahogany up with the sapele. And then these can find a place to live down here. Just I don't have any good way of organizing all of this stuff. Like, you can take it all back down and then just end up putting it all back up. That sounds like a waste of fucking time. I kind of wanted to get my cherry and my cherry and walnut racks made into a cherry and walnut rack. I'm sure not feeling it right now. You have a chunk of teak that Brad gave me. It doesn't surprise me. He gave me a chunk of Ipe one time. That's, again, down sitting on the floor beside the lathe station with a bunch of other stuff that was part of what I wanted to do here tonight. You know what? The cherry rack looks like I could get all of the not cherry off of it relatively quickly. And then I could get everything that's cherry up on the cherry rack and have nothing else other than cherry on that rack. And that would give me a basis from which to start a rack. Sounds like a waste of time, says man to people watching him sort wood on YouTube. Yeah, that's what I did. But doesn't it sound like a waste of time to take all the wood down off of a rack and then put it all back up onto that rack? Feels like maybe I should at least... Well, I mean, I have sorted out a couple of things. There's a couple of things that aren't going back up. Not much learning happening tonight. We learned that this is a piece of teak. What are you talking about? We learned that I have terrible organizational skills when it comes to wood storage. At one point, it was good though, because the African mahogany, that was the base layer of that rack. That rack at one point was all just various mahoganies and Merantis and things. And the Douglas fir, at one point it was like mahoganies, Douglas fir, walnut, cherry, cedar, maple, and nothing else was on any of those. I just have not been diligent at keeping it that way. My sapele racks, though, very, very organized. Sapele racks. These African mahogany pieces are just gonna go. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I caught you. I caught you. They're just gonna go like this for now, against the garage door, because they're gonna go up under the garage. And so this piece of sapele is going over here too. And in fact, let's come on over here. There's another piece of white oak. This is the last of my what is that stuff called? Brazilian walnut? Panama walnut? I don't remember. The stuff that smells like a rhinoceros's hockey bag. Another piece of sapele. Here is a piece of 8-quarter cherry that can go up on the cherry section here in a second. Sapele. Hey, we're getting organized. This is that piece of ipe that Brad gave me. Loud noises. This is the cherry that, I forget his name. He was a new guy, showed up on the show, just lived a few blocks away. And he asked me if I just wanted some free pieces of cherry, and I went and said, yes, please. That's cherry. This is what I thought was maple, but turned out to be cherry, that I made the salad tong claws out of. So getting a fair bit of cherry here. This is good, because that's where I'm going next with my organizing. This is going to be the body of Dusk. So this is already a project. This is the body of a guitar that's coming up, or that's actually currently in progress. There's another piece of sapele. There's another piece of cherry. Okay, so let's tackle the cherry rack, because it looks like that's the next place to go here. That's that one. And those first like 3 layers are all cherry. So all I got to do is get all the like scrap looking stuff off of there and put all of this cherry up there, and then my cherry rack is back to being a cherry rack. And there's some more. There's a piece of cherry. There's a piece of cherry. That's a piece of cherry, but it might just go in the fire pit. That's cherry with a strip of maple in it. That's a piece of cherry. There's a piece of the back cavity of Dawn. See, I'm going to use that for something. I got to use that for something. There's a where I cut out the body of Dawn. Wait, yeah, yeah. I don't know, guys. Like, I just. Oh, there's some more. That's the slice off the neck of Dawn. Some walnut. Let's just leave it with the walnut for now. Ah! What do you think the chances are somebody's going to come see if I'm okay? One of those pieces was load bearing. Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. I appreciate you checking. Maple. That is a random piece of Padauk that I didn't know that I had. More surprises. That's a really nice piece of wood. That is a really nice piece of wood. What's going on? Oh, Eric Witzel's back. How are you, my friend? Just watching Mike play with his wood. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. He picks it up, he sets it down, he tosses the small parts all around. That's what I'm doing. Trying to get at least a couple of my shelves back into a state where I know what's on them and what's on them belongs on them is what's happening. I think I'm relatively confident at this point that I can make this exclusively a cherry rack again. Hey, some of those pieces that came dumpling off were free pieces of mahogany from my buddy Tyler Peterson that I already know what they're going to be. They are going to be the reinforcements and reboring. I'm going to rebore and then reinforce my dog holes on my bench. And so I'm going to have a little ring of mahogany around my dog holes on my bench, and they'll be the right size to hold my holdfast. At least that's what one of them is going to be. There's two more really nice pieces of Padauk. 2 more really nice pieces of Padauk. More walnuts, more walnuts. Hey, look at this. Found the start of some icing scimitars that really just need like beveling. Like basically I just need to sharpen them and finish sand them. Four-pack of icing scimitars coming soon, maybe. Put those on top of the chisel, the lathe tool cover rack. That's cherry. Yes. This is really expensive. Loud noises. I can give out some points. Hey, let's give out some points. We are gonna guess what this wood is that I forgot I had. I know what it is because I remember once I saw it, I remembered buying it. Let's say 9 points we'll give out. Give you where's the spot that I should show you? All right, we'll show you right there. Eric says Padauk. Nope. There's your look at it. It's absolutely stunning. In person, it is just, I think it's the most attractive piece of wood that I've ever owned in real life. Eric says monkey pod. Nope. Paul says canary. Paul gets 9 points. This is my one and only piece I've ever owned of canary wood. It was just hanging out on top of the pile. And it's like when I go into a guitar store and something calls me over from across the room. Like this particular piece of canary wood just like called me from across the room. It's very, very nice, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I didn't have any plans. I just knew it needed to come home with me. All right, we're just about down to the actual cherry. There's another piece of walnut there. There's some of that Spanish aromatic cedar that Paul gave me in the mail. That could go right up on the cedar rack, couldn't it? Come on. Oh, what am I stuck on? work, I guess. It's not ideal. But it's probably not going to come down on me. No, I don't like probably not going to come down on me. Damn it. It looks like it'll come down, but it won't come down. All right. Oh, one more piece of walnut up there. There we go. Now we are down to now we're back down to cherry on the cherry rack. It's gonna be a cedar too. I'm out of room on the cedar truck. Yeah. This is sapele, but it's not really worth going up to the not really worth going up on the cedar rack or on the sapele rack. Hey, it's not my fault. Yeah, you guys would be showing ass crack if you were doing this too. It's all the reaching, you know. Don't look if you don't like it. Look somewhere else. All right, we're back down to cherry. I'm gonna vacuum up there, and I'm gonna load the rest of my cherry up onto that rack. Also, I'm pretty sure you guys like it. Oh, I forgot I have one of these. I have one of these. There we go. So right now, got 3 really nice boards of cherry up here. These 3 boards of cherry. This is the smallest of these boards of cherry, and they are, I don't know, 7 feet long, and this one is about 11 inches wide. Let's yeah, 11 inches wide by 86. So 7'2". So what's that? That's let's say it's basically 7 board feet of cherry in that one board. The other 2 are about the same. So those 3 boards are 21 board feet of cherry. I'm going to sit again, and then we'll get that cherry, the rest of the cherry up on the cherry rack. Oh. Brief nudity. I don't think that would qualify as PG-13. So, at the very least, by the end of tonight, the cherry rack will be back to a cherry rack. And all the sapele that's worth having on a rack will be on my sapele racks. And then at that point, I might as well get the walnut rack back to being a walnut rack. Because I can probably just do that in like not that many minutes. Most of the problem with the walnut rack is that it's got like dead cans of lacquer and like my roll of packing tape, my packing tape gun, and a couple of old lidded boxes and my finishing gloves and stuff on it. So like if I get everything off of that isn't actually wood, that'd be a good start. New beer. I need to say goodnight. I procrastinated long enough. I need to finish what I'm working on. Stitching pony for leather stitching. Hey, sweet. Yeah, man. Have at her. I'll never get upset at anybody for like actually accomplishing something instead of watching this. I don't get mad at people for not watching this anyway, even if they're not accomplishing anything. At least I'm not playing guitar tonight. You might have to look at my ass crack once in a while, but at least I'm not playing guitar. Okay, so can refill those few slots off the Douglas fir rack from stuff that's under the deck. God, that rack still ends up having to be just miscellaneous though, doesn't it? At least it'll be miscellaneous that I know what's up there. And I'll know that everything up there is worth keeping. Because I am burning some of this. I'm burning those pieces of Douglas fir for sure. I'm burning... I might burn whatever that table leaf is. Maybe I'll rip down one of those seams. Because it's 3 boards that are glued together to make a leaf of a table. If I rip down one of those seams and it looks like garbage, I'll just probably burn that too. No, I'm burning those pieces. No, you're not. I'll fight you. I'll fight you for my firewood. Just put on a sweater. Anybody making anything cool these days? Tim's making a stitching pony. Oh, I have to open my garage door, I think. I'm like pretty hot and sweaty. And what do you need firewood to burn for? I'm like actually sweating. Maybe do some actual work in your shop. You won't get cold. Tyler needs a mini split. Or you could get a mini split. Ah! Shit, I knew that was going to happen at some point tonight. Just moving around too many pieces of wood to not get a sliver at some point tonight. I don't think it stayed in. Can't see it. All right. Get all the cherry up on the cherry rack. It could be a cherry. I could do cherry and exotics. Because then it could be cherry and that nice piece of bubinga, the canary wood, the padauk, that Peruvian walnut. Cherry and exotics. And then I'll have Douglas fir, miscellaneous domestic, walnut, cherry and exotic, cedar, maple, sapele, pine. That's not bad. And then as long as I can keep everything like that, if I can stop putting chunks of walnut up into the cherry and exotic and vice versa. Douglas fir, walnut, cedar, maple, sapele, pine, cherry and exotics, and then miscellaneous. I like that. That's okay. Yeah. Miscellaneous domestics. Another black pen. No, I don't. There's no blood, and it didn't. It's not in there. I don't think. I don't see it. So we're good. Just getting back into the groove. Spent all day before the game yesterday, just cleaning up the shop, getting ready to get back at it. Oh boy. I'm gonna change some stuff around in the shop for new tools. Yeah, because you're buying up a storm at the tool shop, man. You figure out what drill press you're gonna get yet? Been about 10 years on some of those. Yeah, they don't owe you anything. Once I get to 10 years in making stuff, I'll start replacing things just for the simple fact that it's time. Paul, are you going to have any spalted hackberry to sell? Eric says. Well, I'm guessing that he will, since he offered to send me some for nothing. I think he'd probably rather recoup some cost. You're going to go with the fancy Nova with all the programmable and the digital screen and the... But yeah, I mean, at least theoretically, it'll be your last drill press, right? So yeah, why not, I guess. Just seems to me like when you start getting that complicated with a machine that doesn't need to be that complicated, there's just more stuff that can go wrong. Like all of a sudden the chip goes out and now it can't do anything that it's supposed to do. Like it can't even spin because it doesn't have the computer telling it to spin. I don't know. I want to have tools that could at least perform their basic function without a computer telling it to. At my age, yes, it'll be your last drill press. Yeah, that's the other point, I guess. Oh, that Meranti needs to go someplace too. I guess that's an exotic wood. It could go up with the exotics. It's not that exotic, but technically it's not a domestic, so it couldn't qualify under miscellaneous domestic. I could even, because it's not sapele, I could put those pieces of African mahogany up with the cherry. That's what I'm going to do. Those are going to be the next layer. And then we'll do all the rest of the cherry bits. And then we'll do the exotics on top. I've got a sneeze. I'm like waiting for the sneeze. You know that awkward feeling where it's like it's just hovering in your face? And you're like, just come on, please. Can you just do it? Because otherwise it'll just do it when you're not ready and you'll have snot all over something. It's just hovering there. Okay, we'll start with the African mahogany. We will then get the rest of the cherry and the exotics up on the cherry and exotic rack. Oh, big news. What's this? I'm out from behind the computer at Woodpeckers. Out in the shop now. Much happier. Hello, guy. Sweet. Look at the light, Peterson says. It's not. I'm not sure I have bright enough lights for that to actually work. It's just hovering. Okay. Okay, don't look at my ass. Cherry's going up. Hey. All right, 2 points. It's only worth 2 points because I would hope that it would be fairly obvious. What did this piece of cherry get used for? What got cut out of this piece of cherry? That's not next. That's not next. Mallet handle. That a guy. Oh. This piece of cherry. 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 Those are all cherry. Okay. Oh, we're looking good. Looking good. That's cherry too. There we go. Cherry. Exotics over here. Yeah. Oh, I gotta run inside for a sec. For another piece of wood that I found earlier today. One sec. This one I knew about. This is my piece of Panama rosewood that I was cutting bits off of to make Dusk, my upcoming guitar. I knew that I had this, and I knew that it was inside. This, however, I had completely forgotten about. This is another really nice piece of Padauk. It's a 1/2 inch thick. Nine and three quarter inch wide, 1/2 inch thick piece of Padauk. because the Ipe goes up there and the mahogany's go up. Yep. There we go. That, I think, miscellaneous domestic, maple. Nope. Nara. Oh, big ass piece of Bubinga. I forgot about this twice now. All right, think. I think that's got her for the cherry and exotics rack. I guess Moranti's an exotic too, isn't it? Okay, that might be all of the organizing that we're getting done for tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll climb back up and start putting some of the miscellaneous away. But probably not. God, it doesn't really look any better, but at least I know that it is better. I don't want my exotics living with my domestics, really. Like, just looks crappy. Aesthetically, I don't know. This might be a very temporary solution. Like tomorrow, I might actually be like, nope, they're going back inside. I could do cherry and maple. And then I could just have this. I could have the current maple rack just for exotics. And then cherry, maple, and walnut is all together in 2 racks. I like how you trust the cheap construction lumber to support the hundreds of pounds you have on them over your head. Hasn't failed me yet. Each of those brackets is both made with and has 3-inch number 8 screws. They're made with, maybe not. Maybe they're made with 2-inch screws. And they have at least 3-inch screws holding them to studs. And nothing's come down yet. And that one, well, okay, that one's got 4. That one's got 4, so I guess it could theoretically take twice as much. But that one only has 2, and that's gotta be gotta be 60 or 70 board feet of sapele. So I don't know how much that weighs. Somebody could look that up with the wood database and see what 1 board foot of sapele weighs, and then multiply it by 60. Would it be 60? Those are 4 and 5 footers. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers at over 12 inches wide per layer, times average of, let's just call them all 4 feet. 48, somebody get a calculator. 48 times 12 times 7 divided by 144. Well, let's just say that's 1, 2, 3, 4 board feet times 7 is 28. So it's like 38. No, 28. Math, 7. Yeah, that's kind of 4 board feet per, that's 28. So it's 30 board feet times 4 pounds per board foot, Paul says. So it's 120 pounds, rounded. Oh, and there's a big chunk of 8/4 on the top there too. So let's call it 130 pounds on 2 of those things. Guess that's not that much, really. Seems like it should be more than that. In any case, none of my racks have even shimmied. They wouldn't shimmy though, would they? They would just snap off the wall and come crashing down. There would be no shimmying. What's that? That one's got a lot of board feet on it, because those are 7 footers. Let's say that's 7, 14. And those are like, some of those are like 5/4 cut. I'm sure they are. Some of these look thick ass. You're not really going to be able to see, but like that bottom one. Is well over, that's about 1.25 inches. And we are those actually are closer to 8. And they're stacked 15 inches high. I have a lot of sapele. I have a lot of sapele. And I like it that way. Sapele is a great wood. Make sure you record it when they fall. Well, if they fall when I happen to be recording, I'm not just going to like run a camera at all times and like throw stuff at it to see if I can make it fall. Like, is that Mike Sapele Davies? I'll take it. It was close when, who was it the other night? McGill? That had the hypothetical question about what would be the only wood if you could only use one wood, but you got an unlimited supply of it forever. And I eventually settled on walnut because I would have to. But like sapele would be up there because it is a great wood to work. I love the color and the luster of it. Again, if the island ever has an earthquake, you want to be standing on top of your table saw. No, I wouldn't want to be in the shop at all. Actually, I'd be under my workbench. Because I think this workbench could hold up the rest of my house if it came down on me. The safest place in my house in the event of an earthquake is under my workbench. Is that an accurate statement? Yes. Yeah. There is no safer place within the boundary of my house. There is no safer place in an earthquake than under this bench. Here. And then I think we will call it for tonight after this beer. And then I'm going to go burn some of that wood, Tyler. It's out in my backyard for fun. Get those pieces of sapele up. We'll get the miscellaneous domestics back up. Where's black locust come from? It's the US, right? It's a North American wood. Pretty sure. Doesn't it come from the southern states, someplace down by you, Paul, maybe? Yeah, it's North America. Okay, I thought it was. I got to do something about that cherry and exotic. That cherry/exotic rack is not working for me. It doesn't. Part of why I wanted to do this organization was for aesthetic reasons, and it doesn't. It still looks like shit to me. So. That rack right there still, to me, looks like garbage. Maybe I'll do maple and cherry on that one. The exotics can live by themselves up on that one. If I lived up there, Tyler, you could have my scrap to burn. Why doesn't? If he would just make more stuff, he would have more of his own scrap to burn. Maybe start making more of your own scrap, Tyler. And put on a sweater. It's like burning jack-o'-lantern scrap. Oh yeah, but it burns so quick and it's not very hot. That's not going to keep you warm very long. It's a great fire starter. Yeah, you could rip it into little strips and for kindling for sure. But to keep a fire hot, no. Burn mostly pine cedar scraps. Try to keep nicer woods for pen blanks. See, that's the other thing too. Is like Tyler doesn't turn. So like, how do you not have so many scraps to burn? A part of like people who turn can't bear to burn anything because they could be a pen blank. It could be something. I could glue it up and make bottle stoppers. It's something. I could make something with it. It's a problem if you have a lathe. Well, you do have a lathe. You have turned. But I don't think your mindset is such that like anything is possibility. See, think of the pen blanks, McGill says. See, like that's what I mean. I have which of those ones where I was just like, yeah, that's gonna be pen blanks. I think it was just a chunk of sapele, wasn't it? Yeah. It's like, I want to say maybe 15 inches long by an inch and a half, 4/4 sapele. I could burn that. I could burn that. But it could be one, at least 4 slimline pens that I could make $100 clear. Right? I always think of if I could laminate that into something with a guitar. How do you laminate something with a guitar? Like you use the guitar as the clamp? It's that asshole English major. Just ignore me. Oh, you make the guitar into glue, and then you laminate them together with the glue that you've made out of the guitar. There's a big chunk of oak that I'm going to turn into a bowl. Cool. Neighbors are cutting shrubs. Took 2 pieces and made them pens out of it. There you go. Yeah. Somebody brought me a maple log, but it's maybe 4 inches in diameter. It was the trunk of the maple tree. It wasn't a limb. Like, do you want this? I'm like, sure. Like, and in my head, I'm like, you're not going to bother milling that, are you? Like, why? You're not going to bother milling that. But I can burn it just as easily as anybody else can. So maybe I'll buck it into chunks and maybe I'll rip it through the bandsaw and make 4 little boards out of it and dry it out for a year. And maybe I'll rip it into strips and do some spoon carving. I've never done spoon carving. I could get like a carving set. It's still wet, so I could carve some spoons out of it. But I was literally just like, I hate turning down because people have thought of me, and it's like kind of them to think that to give this to me to do something with. Like they would rather see something done with it than have it burn. So I always kind of feel a little bit obligated. To at least think about using it. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe some people would be like, no, I don't want that. But I always feel like, you know, to make them feel good by taking it and saying like, I'll see what I can do in terms of making something out of it. Thank you very much for thinking of me. You know. Because I will. Like, I'll think of ways that I might be able to use it. I'm not going to overthink about the ways that I might use it. But I've already thought of a couple of things I could do with it. Just whether or not am I going to do those things? I think the answer is probably not. Anyway, coming up on 2 hours, we organized one of the racks that I am going to reorganize again because I don't like it. But we also found out everything that's going to be on one of the other racks, and it just has to go back up. And then, yeah, like I said, I think I will have a maple and cherry rack, a walnut rack, an exotics, cedar, Douglas fir, 2 racks of sapele, pine, and like miscellaneous domestic hardwood. And I think as long as I know what is on the miscellaneous domestic hardwood shelf and think about using it once in a while, that'll be okay. That's it. That's all I got for this one. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about last minute? Eric Havakavaka showed up just in time for me to be saying bye for now. If you haven't hit that thumb up yet, make sure you do that before we're done. Most of the hackberry I gave away, but kept 8 200-pound chunks. 3 feet by 12 inches. Yeah, that's a heavy ass tree. Well, 3 feet long, 12-inch thick. Doesn't surprise me that they're 200 pounds. Yeah. You slab that up, get it in a kiln. Oh, you've been here the whole time. You just didn't say nothing. Or did you? And I just didn't notice. I've been working. I've been actually getting stuff done tonight. I love the fact that I had this chunk of wood. I don't remember buying this chunk of wood. Or what I bought this chunk of wood for. This 8/4 really nice piece of black walnut. 11 1/4 by 28. Eleven and a quarter by 28 by 2. It's probably almost 5 board feet black walnut. And at 8/4 walnut, that piece of wood is probably, right now, it's probably like $120 if I was to go buy that piece of wood at the store right now. It's probably more than that. 8/4 walnut at Windsor right now, Tyler. What do you think? $30 a board foot? $25 at least for 8/4 walnut right now at Windsor. You think 200 easy for that piece? What is it? It's 11 by 28 by 2. I want to say that's about 5 board feet. You think 8/4 is like $40 a board foot right now? We're talking Campbell River Windsor or Courtenay? No, we never talk Campbell River Windsor. Because you don't go buy wood like that at Campbell River Windsor Plywood. You drive half an hour down the road and you get it at Courtney Windsor. There's another company that'll never sponsor my show. Campbell River Windsor Plywood. Because I just told people never to shop there. Probably, see, I thought 25 too. 25 is where my head went. So at 5 board feet, you're looking at $1.25 plus tax. So what's that? $140 after tax for that piece of wood that I completely forgot I owned. How much for that piece of Bubinga? I don't. How much do they charge for 8-quarter Bubinga at Windsor these days? Because that piece was what did I say? 6.5 by 30. So it's probably only 2.5 board feet, I guess, maybe 3. But that could easily be $100 board too. I get 40 a board foot. Okay, so it is probably over $100 for that board too that I completely forgot I owned. Be better at this is what needs to happen. And maybe use it. Stop buying it and just throwing it up on a shelf or throwing it in the back room of your house. Like, buy it and use it for something. What do we think about a solid Bubinga guitar neck? I mean, other than it being wasteful. Mike's retirement plan. Yeah, I could do that. Just go buy a board, throw it in the back room, and just let it accumulate interest. Yeah, it probably would be pretty heavy. Yeah, probably not a great use. I get a bunch of pen blanks out of where I cut the neck dive. Well, not if I made a body like I made on Dawn. If I put the Bubinga neck on a body like Dawn, there'd be no neck dive. Sell it on Marketplace and make money. See, I don't know if you're joking because of that guy that I sent you that thing from the other day, or I guess it was probably a couple weeks ago now. Okay, we'll end with this. It was kind of a funny story. I see a post on one of the buy and sell groups that probably automatically go to Marketplace, at least they sometimes do. And the guy, it's a picture of like a segmented bowl. And the guy goes, I'm a wood turner. And I was hoping that somebody would have some scraps of dark hardwood that they could sell me, or they could either give me or sell me for cheap. Because the cost of wood these days is so much that it costs more to buy wood than I'm selling my stuff for. And immediately in my head, I'm like, just sell your shit for more money. Like, why are you charging so little that you can't afford the material? Like, the material cost should be going into your final product. Why are you like begging for discount wood so that you can keep selling your stuff for cheap? Like, you set your price of your stuff. And just the way that he phrased it was like, the wood costs more than I can that I price my stuff for. Well, price your stuff for more. Like, you are the one who set the prices of your product. Well, like, why didn't I think of just asking people to sell me wood for cheaper than they can buy it for? Like, just I just was like, what? It's like, hey, can somebody sell me wood for cheaper than you bought it for? Because I want to sell my stuff for cheaper than I should be selling it for. I don't know. Just saw a Martin guitar on Marketplace for $950. It's $1,029 new and it's damaged. Yep. Yeah, people, I mean, the market is what it is. If somebody will buy it to save $100 off new, then that's what the market is for them. I'm certainly not going to buy a used guitar for $100 less than I could buy it for new if it's $1,000 guitar. If it was a $300 guitar new, no, then why would I bother to buy it for $200 used? I don't think there's a situation where I would pay $100 less for a guitar than I could get it for new. Because if it was a low enough price guitar new, that $100, maybe a $200. But why would I want a $200 guitar, even if I could get it for $100? Unless I was just going to harvest the parts out of it or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, I can't picture buying a guitar for $100 less than new. Because the only time that would make sense would be if I didn't want that guitar anyway because it's garbage. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for watching me play with my wood for a couple hours. Sorry about the ass crack. But I mean, it happens to everybody when you do that. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye for now. We will see you. We will see you on either Saturday or Monday. I'm not going to say one way or the other because I will determine that on Saturday, whether I go Saturday or not. Bye for now. Thanks for coming by.